Jeff writes, question was on the 325 with active fuel management. With it, he's asking, will it adjust to altitude like Lake Powell?
Yeah. So,
yes.
Right. It's going to adjust fuel for absolutely anything. If it's sensing that the AFR is too lean or too rich, it'll make that adjustment real time to where it's always perfect. And that's almost like a way of piggyback tuning without a reflash. So let's say a SCOM comes out and you're able to remove the speed limiter. Your only limitation now is the stock timing map, the fuel map, and the RPM limiter. So I think what we'll see in some instances, if tuning is really that hard to get, is you'll go back to 20 years ago when you did not have a map tune, a reflash, and you added all of these modifications with the stock tune. So you could add a Fizzle intercooler, intake mods, whatever, and your AFR is still going to be okay because the ECU is adjusting for that. So you might have an 85 mile an hour ski on a stock tune if you go about it the right way. So because of that closed loop AFR, the new ECU, it's it's really a good feature to have because of the changes it can make real time to make sure AFR is perfect.
That again, actually, that's going to piggyback into another question: is active AFR correction. I think that is the most important thing because that's what a lot of people who are doing EFI conversions onto old cars are doing. Is that you have to have that O2 sensor so that it's reading your air fuel mixture and it's adapting, and it's you might have, your altitude, your physical altitude may not change, but your barometric pressure may change depending on how humid it is this day or how cold it is that day. And so your car or your EFI, I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's a lawnmower, an airplane, a classic Camaro, or your jet ski. If it's got active adaptive AFR, it's going to be adjusting for barometric pressure. Okay. And that also piggybacks onto Mike's question here. Michael writes, what if you put a Fizzle intercooler and a cold air intake on it? Will the ECU self-adapt? My answer is yes, but the problem is that you're still going to have your speed control and your rev limiter. So until there is a way to remove those stop gaps, all you're doing is you're changing intake you're changing air temperature in and maybe some air density.
I got something to add to that.
Okay.
Fizzle intercooler in most applications is not going to be worth $1. So the 300 intercooler is very, very efficient. You're only going to see a minimal gain with the Fizzle intercooler on higher modified skis. But the new supercharger, according to Norbert from Rotax, it's producing 10 degrees Celsius less air temperatures before it enters the intercooler, which equates to about 50 degrees Fahrenheit. So there's not going to be a huge need for an aftermarket intercooler because the 300 intercooler was already efficient enough, and you're lowering the air temperatures going in by 50 degrees, which is substantial. So because of those two things, you're almost eliminating the need for an aftermarket intercooler. You're going to have to run a crazy high boost pressure to need one.
I have to laugh because during the presentation, when we were sitting there listening to it, I'm just thinking it's like the aftermarket guys. I pictured Dave Bamness, and that's not fair. But I'm thinking it's like these guys got to be thinking, son of a, you guys are hacking at my catalog. Yeah. You guys are you're just cutting my throat on this because the optimized engine efficiency that's coming out of this thing is lower intake temperatures, denser intake charge, more efficient intake charge, lower engine operating temperatures. I'm just like, Holy shit.
Yeah. You know, it's kind of bittersweet. In my position, it's bittersweet because we do make all of our money. 99% of our money is from aftermarket.
Oh yeah.
So sure, this sucks for business, but at the same time, 5 years from now, when the ski's rolling, I'm sure the aftermarket's going to adapt, and this thing's going to be an absolute monster. We're going to see a level of performance that has never been achieved before with such little modification or heavily modified. So sure, in the short time, it kind of sucks, but long term, I think it's really going to be incredible what's able to be done with the new platform.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Hey guys, thanks for hanging out. This clip was taken from our weekly podcast that we record here every Sunday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you want to watch the whole video, you can go to the Watercraft Journal's YouTube channel, go to playlists, and then click on live sessions. You're going to see it there. Otherwise, go ahead and leave a like, a comment, and definitely subscribe to the channel. It helps us grow. And again, thanks again for watching our videos, and we hope to see you soon.